I'll be calling you a radical. I gotta put this up. Jenny Buse, they're from Rock Springs, Wyoming, by the way. She puts up her top 5 Laker. Who the fuck is she? If you want to see something make you sick, you know, she posed for Playboy. You want to talk the anti-porn, it'll make you throw up. She says Jerry West doesn't make the top 5. Jerry West is probably the #1 historic figure in the history of the NBA. Number one. He's the #1 Laker, bar none. He's #1. He's #1, bar none. Bar none is Jerry West. Fucking his playing. top 5 player, top 10 players in the history of the NBA. Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking #1 Laker. Now, you know, you got Kareem. You got Kareem, who's top 3 players in the history of the fucking league, but you know, he played for the Bucks for a long time. You know, he won a championship there, but just remember this. Not only his fucking epic runs as a Laker, fucking, you're talking top 10 greatest NBA players in history. You know, I put him at fucking 6 or 7. I have, you know, Michael Jordan. Oh, yeah. Bill Russell. Those are the top 2, you know. And then, of course, Kareem. And Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain would be #1, but he couldn't beat fucking Bill Russell, could he? Who's the best defensive player in the history of the fucking game? The same guy that's the best offensive player in the history of the game. Michael Jordan. Oh, yeah. And Bill Russell. I mean, then you go to number 5. I put it John Havlicek. He got 10 rings or 11 rings? He won some without, you know, then it's Jerry West. Now just remember this, the next right up there is Kobe Bryant. Oh, Kobe Bryant's up there. I mean, I saw Kobe Bryant playing when he was 18 years old at the Jazz. I was at those games when he shot those free throws. And, you know, him and Karl Malone had their beef. But just remember, Karl Malone has no rings. You know, Dr. J, he's way up there, but has no rings. Kobe does. How did Kobe Bryant come to be a Laker? Jerry West. It was against the law for an 18-year-old to go into the fucking draft. It was against the law, remember? Moses Malone on Balco on chemo. Oh, you don't think I'm smart enough? Fuck you, I've read the Constitution. I have the right to be gainfully and fucking employed. Fuck you. Nobody was going to touch Kobe Bryant with the fucking arrogant, fucking young. Well, no, that wasn't arrogant. That was confidence. You know? He just did his press conference, I think, in 5 languages, including Japanese, including Kobe means greatness. How did he come to be a Laker? Jerry West. Remember? That isn't who drafted fucking Kobe Bryant. Wasn't it that new franchise that had the pick? And Michael Jordan's fucking... That isn't Michael Jordan's hometown either, by the way. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York. So, Kobe the Philly? Jerry West. Him and Hot Rod Hundley in fucking West Virginia. Jerry West is the #1 Laker. I have him #6 greatest player in the history of the fucking league. Fucking, it's unarguable. Probably the #1 figure, Tommy Heinsohn, he's way up there. I mean, you know, as the analyst, as the coach, as the fucking GM, as the player. Oh, it's Jerry West. He's the one that says, no, let's go get Kobe Bryant. Everybody fucking laughed. They laughed. He's the greatest GM in fucking basketball history. He's top fucking 10 greatest player in the history of fucking basketball. The logo? Oh, it's rightfully him. Oh, yeah. He's the great, I mean, he is the fucking, I mean, what it's turned into now, it's crowns. Just remember this. David Stern did that. This 2002 fucking, ask Jerry West about that. He said that he thought the game was fixed. Donahue went to prison. That piece of shit David Stern and Slither, they ruined the NBA. Fuck, look at it now. Look at it's a joke. It's a fucking clown circus. Take the kids. I was just looking at my fucking Jazz tickets for the first. I had season tickets the first year. They were $140. I fucking sitting right behind the fucking bench in the first playoff game in the history of the Jazz when they won the division. $15. Take the kid. Beer's $1. Go now. It's a fucking clown. Jerry West didn't do that. Jerry West is the #1 Laker. #1 Laker. #1. He's probably the #1 most important figure in the history of the NBA. So this is for you, Jerry. By the way, I had this woman, this is years ago. I got to break it out. Jerry West at the game when he was just a young pup. This guy I knew in LA says, hey, Kevin, he knew I had this legendary basketball collection. When Jerry West put up 63, I got him to sign the program. I have it. I bought it from, this is back when I had money. I also bought a Kobe Bryant autographed 83-point game, but I don't know what happened to it. He sold it to me, but the wife got involved, and it never did show up. You know, who knew they'd be worth this kind of what they're going for? But, you know, I'll donate that. I'm going to donate that to a museum somewhere. The stuff I have, I'm not going to sell. I mean, I'm going to donate it. I have Bobby Sloan's fucking flu game and Bobby Sloan's. I have my flu game. I was at that game. And the Jordan shot game. Jerry West is the greatest fucking Laker #1. Fuck Jenny Buse. Go look her up in Playboy to fucking talk about the anti-porn. Fuck her. No thank you. Fucking, he needs to go back to, you know, her dad's from Rock Springs, fucking Wyoming. Whoa. Jerry West is probably the most important figure in the history of the NBA. From hard hats to crowns. Where's your, oh, get my fucking hard hat. I knew Dick Motta personally. I used to work for the Weber State's basketball team. You know, that's real. And Dick Motta bullets from Dick Motta. The fat lady ain't sang yet. When Jelly Bean Bryant played, when Jerry West played, the average athlete made less. The average basketball player made barely 3 times the average working class American. Most of them worked fucking part-time jobs. 2 crowns. Donovan Mitchell with his bulletproof vest. I won't even mention that. Fuck. It's a clown circus. They've ruined the NBA. Jerry West is the most important figure in the history of the NBA. Bar none. He's the #1 Laker. And all you Kobe guys, and Kobe's all that. I mean, Kobe means greatness in Japanese. I mean, talk about the elasticity of time. You wouldn't have Kobe if it wasn't for Jerry West. The Lakers wouldn't have. You don't think that's significant? Jerry West is the #1 fucking Laker. Bar none. Bar none. The greatest player in the history of the NBA, Michael Jordan. Oh, him and Bill Russell and Kareem. But Kareem did his major work with the Bucks. It's Jerry West. He is the #1 Laker. And just remember this, the corruption, 2002, Sacramento Kings. That game was fixed. Kobe was on the floor. That game was fixed. Stay in tune.